If you are looking to evaluate your RAG pipeline, then have a look at this open source tool called as RAGelo. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, and it is the way to give more context around your own personal or custom data to large language models. Whereas ELO is a ranking or rating system for calculating the relative skill levels of players or software in competitive games like chess, baseball, but in context of AI, it is used to rank or evaluate the performance of your software which is AI powered. For RAG-ELO, it is a streamlined toolkit for evaluating RAG-powered LLM question answering agents using the ELO rating systems. While it has become really easy to prototype and incorporate generative LLMs in production, evaluation is still the most challenging part of the solution. So in this video, we are going to install this RAGelo locally, and then we will also use it with our own custom data to do the rating and ranking and evaluation. And also, the thing is that comparing different outputs from multiple prompts and pipeline variations to gold standard is not really easy. Still, we can ask a powerful LLM to judge between pairs of answers and a set of questions. And this leads us to develop a simple tool for tournament style ELO ranking of LLM outputs. By comparing answers from different RAG pipelines and prompts over multiple questions, this RAG ELO computes a ranking of the different settings, providing a good overview of what works and what doesn't. Also, this only works with OpenAI's LLM at the moment. I haven't tried it out with Gemini, but I think the best LLM to use with RAGelo is GPT-4o, because that is one of the most performant LLM at the moment when it comes to evaluation and also long context. So I will be using that, and in order to use that, we need an API key from OpenAI. So you would need to go to platform.openai.com and grab your OpenAI's API key, which is a paid option. And you would just need to put in $10 and you should be good to go. Also, before I show you the installation, let me give a huge shout out to Massed Compute, who are sponsoring the VM and the GPU which I'm going to use for this video. I will be using NVIDIA RTX A6000. So if you're looking to rent a GPU on cheap prices, I will drop the link to their website in video description. Plus, I'm also going to give you a coupon code for 50% discount on the range of GPUs. Okay, so the first step is to create a virtual environment, and then I will be showing you all the steps in a Jupyter notebook locally in GUI. But first, let's go and create our Conda environment. I believe I already have created it. So all you need to do is to just run this command with Conda. And if you haven't installed Conda yet, I would highly recommend that you do that. I already have a video on the channel, so please search it. So here, all I'm doing it, I'm just creating the Conda environment with the name RAGelo, plus I'm just using the Python 3.11. So let's clear the screen. And as I already have created it with that command, let's activate it by doing conda activate RAGelo, and you see that it is now appearing in parentheses. Now next step, you need to install Jupyter here, or Jupyter notebook, because that is what I am going to use. I already have installed it, but you haven't. Just use this command, that conda install Jupyter, and it is going to install it on your local system. So I'm not going to do it again. Let me launch that Jupyter notebook. Just press enter here, and it is going to launch that Jupyter notebook in your browser. Shouldn't take too long, and that is our notebook. Let me open it in the notebook tab, and I am also going to make this a bit bigger so that it will be more visible. Okay, so that is much better. Cool. And if you want to verify that, okay, if this Jupyter notebook really has been opened in your environment, and I mean the conda environment, just run this sys.executable. You see, we are in our RAGelo environment. Cool. Next step, let's install RAGelo here. So for installation, all you need to do is to just type pip install RAGelo and run it. It is going to install it locally. That is already done, and you can just double check that RAGelo is installed. by just replacing this install with show, and it is going to show you the version and where it is installed and all that stuff. So you see it is already installed. Good stuff. Now I already have saved my OpenAI's API key in my local file called as mykey.json. So I'm just going to load it here by just simply opening my local file. This is already defined in the JSON format, which means that in the curly brackets with key value pair. So let me run it, and that is done. Okay. Now, after that, all the prerequisites are done. Let's import this RAGelo, and I'm just importing its retrieval evaluator and LLM provider because I'm using OpenAI. So let me run it. That is done. Let's set up and initialize our LLM. For that, we are using GPT-4o. We are passing it our API key, and provider is OpenAI, of course. And now let's give it a prompt here. Now, here I just want to give a huge shout out to one more person who helped with one of the bug which is present in this. So I asked the question, and Matthias Berisot has very graciously shared this prompt, which specifies that non-beautified, because if you don't specify it, there is a slash n character due to JSON, it errors out. So thanks again, Matthias, for providing this prompt. So if you look at this prompt, what is happening here is we are just specifying that you're a helpful assistant for evaluating the relevance of retrieved document to a user query, and then the answer should be evaluated according to its relevance. This is a user query, Q, and D is the document, and then we have given it some of the relevance score 0 to 3. 3 means perfectly relevant, 2 is highly relevant, 1 is related, and 0 is irrelevant. And then I am also asking it to provide me a reasoning as why LLM thought that document is relevant and why not. So let's set this prompt. That is done. Now let's also specify our evaluator with the help of this RAGelo. So if I go here, you will see that I'm just giving it a custom prompt which we have defined above. LLM provider prompt query placeholder is Q, and document placeholder is D, and you can of course provide your own document too instead of the text. We will also see how to do that shortly. So let me initialize the evaluator. That's done. Let's grab the answers from LLM with the help of RAGelo. So here I'm just getting the answer that evaluator dot evaluate. I'm just asking it what is the capital of Brazil, and the document or the text is Rio de Janeiro, which is wrong answer. So what we are expecting here is that the relevancy should be very low or nil. So let's run it. Let's check out the answer. There you go. So you see relevance is 0 because this is a wrong answer. And LLM also has provided us the answer that the document incorrectly states that Rio is the capital of Brazil. The correct answer is, if you keep going there, so it is telling us that it is a Brasilia. Good. Now let's try to give it the correct answer. So I'm just going to paste it here. Now in the next prompt, if you see there, we are just asking it that what is the capital of Australia, and then we are giving it a correct answer that Canberra is the capital of Australia. So let's run it. Relevance should be high. There you go. So relevant is 3, and reasoning is the document directly answer the user query, which is correct. Okay, so this is if you provide the text. What about if we put everything in our text file and then run it? So for example, you have your RAG pipeline, you have a lot of text files for the RAG which you want to test out. So all you need to do is to open your text file like this, and I have just created a test file on my local system, and I have put in some personal information about myself, and then I'm passing it this document or file, and then I am asking it who is Fahad Mirza. So it is going to read that file, check our prompt, and see if it is relevant or not. So let's see the relevant score here. Let me run it. There you go. So it says that yes, relevance is correct because document directly answers who Fahad Mirza is, his profession, location, and area of expertise. So you see how easy it is to do ELO based ranking and evaluation with the help of RAGelo. I'm going to drop the link to this GitHub repo in video description. Play around with it, embed it in your pipeline. Let me know what do you think. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, then please share it among your network. And I'm also going to put all of this code in my blog, and I will drop the link in video's description. Thanks for watching.